Good evening, everyone. At this time, I will call the Town of Grottoes Town Council meeting for February 9th, 2026 to order. Please stand with me for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to its republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Yes. Councilman Chittum, would you please deliver the invocation?
Yes, ma'am. If we bow our heads, we gather today in gratitude for our community and the chance to serve it. Grant our mayor, council, and staff wisdom, clarity, and respectful hearts as we consider the matters before us. Help us to work together for the good of all citizens, making decisions that are fair, just, and beneficial to our town's future. Bless our community and guide us in stewardship. Amen.
Amen. Tara, would you please call roll? Melissa, would you please call roll?
Here.
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 Here. Here.
Here. Thank you, ma'am. Again, thank you all for being here tonight. At this time, I will request that we have approval of the meeting minutes for January 20th, 2026.
Yes, make a motion to approve the minutes from the meeting of January 12th, 2026.
I have a motion on the floor. Do I have a second?
Second.
Properly seconded. Is there any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by raising your right hand. And motion carries unanimously. Thank you, Councilman Raines. With us tonight, we have some special people in our community. Each year, we give back to our community just as our service members have given back to us. And so I would like to call upon a few people here that are visiting with us tonight with our fire department, our Grottoes Cardinals baseball team for our county league, and then our rescue squad. So at this time, I would like to present Andrew Holloway, our chief of our Grottoes Fire Department, with a check. Also, I would like to have Jeff Nicely with the Grottoes Cardinals. And I believe with me I have, just a minute, Connor Farner with our Grottoes Rescue Squad. And we have our photographer, Wanda.
Gotta get some pictures.
Thank you guys for all that you do. Thank you for your service. Thank you. Thank you, ma'am. Pleasure to have you all here.
No problem.
Hey, he's one of our best Cardinals. You gotta get him. All right, thank you all. Appreciate you.
Moving on to presentations of petitions and claims for public comment. We do have one person sign up to speak, and that is Ms. Gleamer Sullivan. If you could please come forward.
Hello, everyone. First of all, I want to give huge accolades to the Town of Grottoes Public Works. The streets were plowed promptly before the ice really set in, and there was information posted on the website regarding snow being pushed back into driveways after they'd been cleared, among other helpful reminders. The most wonderful piece of this huge effort is the cleared sidewalks. Y'all, I am so grateful. My neighbors are able to take their bundled up little ones for a walk, and elderly folks and their dogs are no longer risking life and limb on well-traveled streets hemmed in by snowbanks. This is a tremendous progress from January 2022, when the sidewalks were not cleared for an entire month and dismissive excuses were made by the town governments as to why not, and there was no follow-up or postings on the website regarding a promise for the establishment of a clear policy for sidewalk removal for resident safety. If my concerns had not been dismissed then, I would most likely not be standing before you now. Unfortunately, the town has continued to dismiss concerns over the last 4 years, most recently regarding the Freedom of Information Act of the Code of Virginia. The town of Grottoes was summoned to appear in the Harrisonburg-Rockingham General District Court on January 30th, 2026, where I shared my concerns with the Honorable Louis K. Nagy, especially regarding meeting minutes not being posted for the July 15th, 2025 Board of Zoning Appeals, according to the Virginia Code, subsection 2.2-3707.2. Insufficient notification of the November and January Board of Zoning Appeals minutes, and the name and contact information of the town of Grottoes FOIA officer missing from the website, and unreasonably vague answers to my January 13th, 2026 FOIA request for records. The town attorney stated in writing that the town denies neglecting to post the July 15th, 2025 Board of Zoning Appeal meeting minutes, and that they were posted as of January 23rd. When Judge Nagy went onto the town website and looked for the July 15th meeting minutes, he saw that what I had shared was true. The July 15th meeting minutes were indeed missing. The town and their attorney pivoted and stated under oath that actually the meeting minutes were not posted for the July 15th meeting and had not yet been approved, was the reason why. It was at that point that Judge Nagy expressed exasperation that the town had not yet approved the minutes for a meeting that had happened over 6 months ago, and told the town of Grottoes that they need to get their act together. I checked today, and suddenly the meeting minutes for the July 15th meeting were miraculously approved without a Board of Zoning Appeals meeting, and are now on the website, a complete contradiction as to what was stated in court. After seeing my January 20th, 2026 screenshot of the Board of Zoning Appeals page, which was indeed void of any information regarding the November 18th and November 20th, 2026 meetings, and then finally finding the standard recurring notice of the meeting on the website calendar, Judge Nagy shared that if townspeople waste their time and show up to a meeting that was not being held, well, that was within the law, and the town had met bare minimum of meeting notice requirements. The town was very clear that Grottoes residents can have no expectation of whether a posted meeting is actually happening or not, and that residents should contact the town office to ascertain whether a meeting is happening, and it is their responsibility to request any proposed agendas, associated agenda packets, and all materials for such a meeting. So
Ms. Sullivan, your time is up.
thank you so
Thank
much
you.
for your attention to this matter.
Moving on to our reports of standing committees. For our Finance Committee would be Councilman Raines.
I'll make the motion that we accept the finance report.
A motion has been made. Do we have a second?
Second.
And properly seconded. Is there any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by raising your right hand. And motion carries unanimously. Thank you.
And that's all I have.
Thank you, sir. Our Water and Sewer Committee is Councilman Bailey, and he is not here tonight. Did we have anything to report on his behalf?
Nothing really to report, Madam, other than spoken with the chair after the last meeting. He would like to have a committee meeting, so we're looking to schedule that here the next month or so. And basically, just to talk about what we have going on in water and sewer, just to update the committee on some of the projects we have, primarily the UV system at the wastewater plant that we've been waiting on our engineer to finish up. He's finishing that up, and we'll get that installed here shortly. So I'll let everybody know when that meeting is scheduled, and we'll go from there probably the next couple weeks.
Thank you.
Yes, ma'am.
Ordinance, Health, and Property, Councilman Cole.
Yeah, we're doing some updates to the land development chapter. Mr. O'Brien, can you speak to that real quick?
Yes, sir, absolutely. So, as I mentioned, I think in a previous workshop, the General Assembly had some legislation in the past session where they changed the subdivision ordinances for local governments to make it more administrative. Right now, it goes through a joint public hearing. As you all know, if even prior to these changes that the General Assembly did, if somebody submits a subdivision, it's zoned properly, they meet all the land development requirements, which is lot size, setbacks, et cetera, it's a by right use. When it's not is when you have to, say it's zoned for R1 and a developer wants to build townhouses or apartments, that has to go to a rezoning. That still does have to come to the Planning Commission, Town Council. So all this is doing is cleaning up the administrative aspects of it. For example, if somebody, say, has a large lot that has 200 feet of frontage and they want to split that, currently they have to come through the Planning Commission, the council, and it puts them back 60, sometimes 90 days. And it's just, and the General Assembly saw that and saw it happening all over the Commonwealth and said, hey, let's clean this up. Some communities already done that. So basically, long story short, we're cleaning up that ordinance to where it's primarily administrative. Obviously, any large subdivisions, you all would be made aware of. The town doesn't have a whole lot of large tracts left, so most of it would be smaller, and it would be administrative, but you would still be aware of it. So we'll have that in front of you. That, to change that, will require a joint public hearing, and that's what Mr. Cole's motion is heading towards for March.
Okay.
So let me go ahead and then make a motion to set a joint public hearing to update Land Development Chapter 100 subdivision to mirror changes made in the Virginia State Code. And I believe we can do that at next council meeting.
Yes. So I have a motion on the floor. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Okay, properly seconded. Any further discussion? Hearing none. All those in favor signify by raising your right hand. And motion carries unanimously. Thank you, Councilman Cole. And moving on to streets and streetlights, Councilman Justice.
I have nothing at this time.
Thank you, sir. Our Parks, Recreation, and Public Facilities, Councilman Chittum.
Yes, ma'am, we had a meeting, 23rd, had a few topics come up. Do you want to elaborate on anything that Austin, with us on that meeting?
Yeah,
I was on my way to Philadelphia, so I heard majority of it, but the in-person part of it was a little bit chaotic.
Yeah, no, happy to. So, as council's aware, there was a Parks Committee meeting held on January 23rd. The first portion of the meeting met to discuss the pool, and a number of topics were covered, and specifically, the committee was unanimous in agreement to make a recommendation to council in the February meeting to approve a pool fencing that the Grottoes Pool Preservation Foundation is willing to pay half of the cost for. I believe Mr. O'Brien included that quote in the council agenda packet. And then following that meeting, that portion of the meeting on the pool, there was a meeting on the natural playground in which staff offered their recommendation on how to spend the fundraised money for the 5K races and Going in the Habits event. In such case, the committee again approved the recommendation made by staff, and furthermore wanted to take action at this council meeting to match the $35,000 fundraised with an additional $35,000 for the purchase and installation of the slide feature. And staff, since the 23rd, put forward another recommendation on the slide feature for the request of the Parks Committee. So I believe those are the two topics that were coming to the floor.
Thank you.
Yeah, so I'll make the motion. Do you have the dollar figure of the fence, 12,000 and something?
Right, so the total's $25,876.72, so it would be half of that. And so 12,
12,900.
yeah. Mhm.
I will make a motion to allocate 13,000,
Sounds good.
not exceeding, to put up a pool fence with help from the pool preservation.
Okay, a motion has been made. Do we have a second?
Second.
And properly seconded. Is there any further discussion? Hearing none. All those in favor signify by raising your right hand.
I'm going to abstain
Okay,
from voting due to my involvement with the Pool Foundation.
all right, thank you. Motion carries. Thank you, Maite.
Second, I would make a motion to match the funds raised by the 4K over the, I believe, 15-plus years that Mr. Betts did this, of $35,000 for playground equipment.
Okay, we have a motion on the floor. Do I have a
Second.
second? And properly seconded. Is there any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by raising your right hand. And motion carries unanimously. Thank you.
I move the minutes.
Thank you, sir. Special events, Councilman Taylor.
Nothing specific to add other than we are still finalizing the 2026 events calendar. The events calendar is pretty much done from a dates perspective, but we are working on the branding and the materials to get the calendar out. But it is kind of in its final state, so look forward to that being out and posted on the website here, hopefully soon.
Thank you, ma'am. And personnel, fire, and police protection, I just want to reiterate to everyone, what a job well done for our public service men and women, and our public works department, our police department, staff. We handled this storm well, and even though we're still trying to thaw out, we've kept things under control, and we've communicated very well, and I'm very proud of everything that you guys have done and the collaboration that we have, and just thank you guys, and can't be more grateful. Staff reports. So our town manager.
Yes,
Tyler
ma'am.
Ryan.
Yes, ma'am. I have, my written report is included. I just have one thing to, and it certainly will take questions on that if you have any. One other thing that I'll mention that, I don't think the council's fully aware of it yet, but aware that the town has, that we won the best tasting drinking water in Virginia back, almost, I guess, back in the fall. And so the town competed in DC this last week nationally against all 50 states. We did not win. So North Carolina won, but we haven't. They just awarded one winner, so we don't know if we were third, fourth, fifth, or whatever. But it's still, I think, Grottoes should be very proud to have. And there was quite a few who submitted drinking water samples across the Commonwealth, and I don't think this is the first time Grottoes has won it, but it's certainly well deserved. So hopefully we'll win again next year, and we'll try for the for the national title. I was really hoping, because it'd be, I had the slogan all picked out, and it could have been really cool. We'll get there. We'll get there. But still, we're tops in Virginia, and that goes to our goes to our groundwater, because we have the best groundwater around, and we don't have to treat it, of course, and we're very fortunate in that sense. And our operators are very conscientious and certainly do a good job in their testing and so forth. So we're proud of the water, and we'll give it a shot next year. But best in Virginia is okay.
We still have local bragging rights.
We do. Absolutely.
We do.
Absolutely. So anyway, just want to let you all know about that. That's all I have.
Well, you should. And our town attorney, Michael Helm.
Sure. Actually, I do have two updates to provide. First is that there were two appeals filed relating to a BZA decision that granted a certain applicant a variance. Those appeals were heard in the Rockingham County Circuit Court. Both appeals have since been dismissed, and the BZA decision has accordingly been affirmed. So that matter should be finalized at this time. And the second stems from actually what Ms. Sullivan was speaking about. There was a petition for writ of mandamus filed by Ms. Sullivan in the Rockingham County District Court. If you're not familiar, those are petitions where it's requested for the court to essentially order a public body to perform a certain act. In that matter, Ms. Sullivan requested for two things. First was that some of the meeting minutes of the BZA had not been published to the town's website. She was asking that they be published in a timely manner. However, as noted, meeting minutes cannot be published on our website until they've actually been approved by the body. So as the BZA is one that only meets when it's necessary, there does tend to be delays in getting those approved. It has been noted with staff to make sure we send the BZA reminders about their approving their minutes, certainly in a timely manner. And I'm glad to hear that apparently there's been some updated progress on that, so that's good to know. Second thing she requested was that the town provide some additional notices to the website regarding specific BZA hearings. It was noted at the time that we list our BZA meeting dates on our website, which does include the date, time, and location, which is what's required under FOIA. But it also notes that the meetings there are called as needed. She was requesting that an order be entered that we provide further updates when there's an actual meeting being held. I would note that Ms. Sullivan actually does receive specific notices of the BZA hearings and questions pursuant to her outstanding request to receive notice of those hearings. So she was not an infringed person. She was simply raising it as a general concern. It was also noted, however, that the town did actually provide those additional notices of the specific hearings on the town's websites under the calendar section of the site prior to the meetings, as well as actually listing a public notice to the local newspaper. Ultimately, the court dismissed her petitions, finding the town was not in violation of the FOIA requirements.
Thank you.
And I would just follow up on that as well. As some of you may know, I mean, the Board of Zoning meets as needed. There's times they may meet in 2022 and they don't meet again in 2024. So those minutes are not getting approved till 2024. They can't approve minutes until they meet. So, and they may not meet for the next year or two. I mean, it just depends when a variance comes along. So I will say, again, as a follow-up, I'm very proud of our website. I'm very proud of the information that we put out there. I would put it up against any community, not only in the Commonwealth, but put it all the way around. I mean, this body is as transparent as any I've worked for in 30 years, and no hidden agenda, no good boy network. I mean, it's all out there, good, bad, indifferent. I think the content on the Town of Grottoes website is much more thorough and in-depth than any that I've seen. If you want to show me, if you want to prove me wrong, feel free to do so, but I haven't seen it. So anyway.
Notably, if I may, the judge did note, as he was actually live interacting during the hearing with the website, that we do have, quite frankly, a voluminous website itself that contains a lot of information. It's sometimes, as he noted, maybe not as user-friendly, because it did take us all a little bit actually in court to try to track down where those notices under the calendar. Once we figured out how it works, it was actually right there, and it was very easy and to manipulate. It just someone who had never been to the site, it took a little bit more interaction, but ultimately it was there and it was all cleaned and displayed. Just to follow up on that, yeah. So.
Thank you. Moving on to our treasurer, Rhonda Danner. Thank you, ma'am. Our assistant town manager, Tara Morris. All right, thank you. Our chief of police, Jason Sullivan. Okay, sir. And our public works director, Nikki Workman. Okay. And our parks and tourism director, Austin Schenk. Okay. And under new business, we do have a couple items there, so I will defer to Kyle O'Brien for that.
Yes, ma'am. The first action item we have is under new business is the consideration of the remote participation policy. You all have done this in years past. We just have to do it every year. Just in case a council member has something come up, they can't make it, they can participate mobilely, with a phone, computer, tablet, or whatever. But since COVID's over, the General Assembly requires that every governing body that wants to do that, it's your option. You don't have to, but does need to adopt that every year. So it would require a motion and support from the town council.
So at this time, I'll entertain a motion.
I make a motion that we approve our continuation for remote participation policy for the year 2026.
Okay, I have a motion on the floor. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
And properly seconded. Is there any further discussion? Hearing none. All those in favor signify by raising your right hand. And motion carries unanimously. Thank you.
Okay, the second item under new business is consideration to sell our old dump truck and to quantify that old dump truck. It's a 2011 Kenworth dump truck that pretty much has fallen apart. It's served its time. So the way that would work, assuming the council would declare that surplus, we would need a motion and not unanimous, but a majority support. And we would work with Chief Sullivan to put that out there on the surplus auction, basically, and it would be open to anybody that can bid on it, that wants to bid on it, and we would sell that to the highest bidder. So, but if the council agrees with that, we would just need a motion and to move forward with getting rid of that 2011 Kenworth.
Who would like to make the motion?
I'll make a motion that we move the 2011 dump truck to surplus.
All right, a motion has been made. Do you have a second?
Second.
Okay, and properly seconded. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by raising your right hand, and motion carries unanimously. We have nothing under old business, so at this time, I will adjourn our meeting for the town of Grottoes.